What's good, y'all? Welcome to the third episode of our show, the Black Experience Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Jones. Joining me at this table, we have...
I'm Nate.
I'm Ryan.
Jarvis. My name is Jarvis, yes.
All right, now if this is your first time joining us, let me give you a quick rundown of what this show is about. Each week, usually around 4 to 5 Black college students join together to discuss topics pertaining entertainment news or nerd culture. We do all that right before diving into a book club style review of a TV show, manga, movie, whatever it may be that we decided to watch that week. This show, we're going to be talking about the cancellation of The Get Down and then reviewing the first 5 episodes of Masters of None. So, The Get Down was canceled this week.
Lord Jesus.
I tried to watch it before, but honestly, I couldn't really get into it.
You really have to get your life. You really do. Honestly, that show is so powerful. It's absolutely amazing. You know, and I really, really like the way that it was filmed, too. Mm-hmm. And I feel like people, like, they just really couldn't get on it. Yeah. But it was really, really big, though. Like, whenever the new seasons came out, it always started trending and everything.
I'm not gonna lie, like, because it's a black show, like, I kind of felt bad that I wasn't really watching it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've tried to watch it, but it just hasn't, like, it just wasn't my type of, I guess, show. Mm-hmm. But I was like, dang, you know, it's a black show, so I wanted to...
I mean, so what are we saying by, like, black show, though? Just, like, mostly black cast? Because the creator...
Mainly black cast.
Okay, at least the creator that I've seen talking about it, he's not black. His name is Baz Luhrmann.
Yeah, but... And then he had Nas backing him, too, didn't he?
Wasn't
Nas?
Yeah, Nas was on that bit.
Yeah.
You know, Nas.
So, I mean, I think the premise of the show was a good... Like, I think it was a good idea. It was the premise I liked, and the first, because they split the first season into 2, I think that's really where, like, it kind of took, like, a falling, specifically because they were supposed to release the entire first season as one bulk, but production ran late and cost them a ton of money, so they put out as fast as possible the first couple of episodes, and I liked those a lot, and then the second couple of episodes just felt like it was hard for me to sit there and actually watch them. It just felt like rushed. There wasn't as much... I don't know. The second set, you talked on it. The second set, I didn't like the second set very much. The first set actually felt more, I don't know, real, dealing with more situations like that.
I loved every single episode. It was absolutely amazing.
What made you?
Because it felt like, because I'm just a different, kind of person. So, I like, a little different stuff.
Yeah.
So, when they came out, and, like, I actually got the concept. It's like, that's why they had, like, the comic book things. Like, these people are supposed to be, like, heroes of their community, of their kids at the time. So, of course, especially in the 70s and whatnot, 70s going into the 80s, that's how heroes were portrayed in the comic books. Like, they were making history. They were changing history. And then that's why, they used that as an emphasis of their show as well. Some people couldn't get into it. I did. I really liked it.
That was probably, like, my main thing. It was like a...
Childish.
Do you think it's almost too artistic? Like, it's trying to do too much and it's losing people?
Yeah, and it was absolutely meant, like, little things they would, like, throw in. I'm just like, wow, like, this
I don't want to
great.
describe it as a live action, but, like, it was, like, that first episode seemed like that first half hour seemed like an actual comic. Mm-hmm. But it was like a real life, instance. So I was like,
yeah, the back and forth between, like, the comic and the real life actions were kind of throwing me off.
Probably the biggest knock for me. I felt like what it was talking about was really cool, kind of the creation of hip hop, the shift from disco to hip hop, and kind of the struggle of the Bronx in that area, and focus on, like, that student, coming in, trying to make it to college and deal with his friends who were stuck in the street life and all that kind of stuff, and music. That concept was cool to me, but I felt like I didn't mind the comic book vibe, but I felt like they kind of took it to a point where it felt childish. Like, a lot of the scenes where they would deal with gangs, it wasn't, like, it didn't feel like anybody was in real danger. It just felt like a bunch of play fight.
But I felt like, too, it wasn't supposed to be that vulgar. Like, it was something they have to... It's supposed to be for, like, you don't have to be too nasty all the time. I feel like it's a family show. Mm-hmm. It's a family show regardless of the got a little nasty, a little sexual. I feel like once season 2 came, they started to say, okay, well, you know, people want a little bit more realness, so that's when they started to put the little sex in there and whatnot. But I feel like that was a good touch too. Like all of that was just amazing. I love the show.
So with the seasons being split, the season being split in half, did they film those at separate times? Or is it just...
I'm not entirely sure. I know they finished the first part earlier, and they didn't finish all the episodes and all the production by the time they put out those first couple episodes. So I don't know how many of those were not filmed in the second set, but I know not all of them were done.
Yeah.
At that point.
Because I do agree, like from what I saw, a little bit of the first half, a little bit of the second half, it did almost feel like they were going with a different style, and they're adding like things that they didn't include in the first half of the show.
They definitely were doing all of it. I think what made me really, really like it was, one, that it was a black show and the amount of production that went into it. They really put all kinds of stuff into it, and that's what I think really, really made me like, oh, the show ain't just, you know, some regular behind show.
But yeah, I mean, that was the show's downfall, right? Because it was so expensive to make Netflix's most expensive show so far. And then, but it wasn't getting views like the other shows were. I think making the ratings. Yeah,
I think another knock that it had was that the director is somebody who usually makes movies.
Yeah, that's
not TV shows.
That's something that I wanted to get into. The director, he just seems like he wasn't very committed with the show.
It did seem like
he was focused more on the movies. Like, I have a quote from him here. So he said, he wrote a letter to the community and the fans of the Get Down. He said, "When I was asked to come to the center of the Get Down to help realize it, I had to defer a film directing commitment for at least 2 years. This exclusivity has understandably become a sticking point for Netflix and Sony, who have been tremendous partners and supporters of the show. It kills me that I can't split myself into two and make myself available for both productions. I feel so deeply connected to all those who I have worked with and collaborated with to make on this remarkable experience." So,
that's like an official statement.
It's over.
Oh my God.
So it's like a lot of the reason that the show was canceled, you know, even with it not making a lot of views, it's just the creator doesn't seem like he has the time for it, really.
Yeah, he didn't seem committed to it.
That's so terrible.
Yeah, and then he later goes on to say, the thing with movies is that when you direct them, there can be nothing else in your life. So he wants to do movies, but he can't do anything else.
Makes sense. But here's another thing that I feel like The Get Down had movie production. It didn't have TV show. The production on The Get Down was
amazing.
It was for each episode, it was really, I feel like that's why they ran late and weren't able to get it out when they were supposed to. So I feel like the production aspect as well was kind of a problem there.
Most of those Netflix shows coming out recently kind of have that high production. Are you saying that's even higher?
It felt more like, especially that first episode, it was like an hour long. It felt like a movie type of situation. So,
I mean, honestly, with The Get Down, it would have been a real good movie too.
Really?
It would have been a really, really good movie. If he took it and made it into like a 2-hour movie, it would have been a good movie.
I think it would have been better as a movie, actually.
So what was the runtime of the series? Does anyone know?
Honestly, per episode, it was about almost an hour per episode.
Yeah, it was about 45 minutes each episode.
Then how many episodes?
Kind of like Orange is the New Black.
I don't remember.
Is for their episodes. Sense8 runs pretty long too. But honestly, I found nothing wrong with the times because I feel like Netflix they don't put no limitations on the time of the episode, and that's what kind of makes it feel good as well. It's like you get more show.
Yeah, but so what you're saying is you feel like The Get Down would have been better if it was more concise.
Actually, I feel like
they made it into one.
I feel like if they made it in a movie, cause.
Do you think it needed to be more focused?
Yeah, I would say that too. I mean, they had a lot of stories going on because they had a lot of characters. They had a lot of stories going on, and one of the stories still. I mean, I kind of understand where they were trying to go, but it still has me super confused. The artist. His story was really just it was kind of just.
You have to get it. all of that, it does make sense. You just have to.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It just didn't feel like it fit the story. It felt like they were trying to make just a completely different.
Honestly, I do love the show, and I do love the fact that it could have been a movie as well. But honestly, I feel like Netflix just shouldn't just throw them away. I feel like, okay, they recorded those first 2 parts, let them make a movie just so they can end the story out. Because the way that it ended in part 2, they can honestly make a movie and transition into the 80s and knock it all out.
All right.
Yeah, I would have liked to see that, to see the end of the story. Honestly, yeah, if it was a movie, I felt like it would have been better. We would have got like the beginning, middle, and end, and it would have been concise, and we would have known what happened. There wouldn't have been all kinds of things going on all over the place. But like I said, the second couple episodes, I didn't like at all. But the first ones, even though I felt like the first half kind of moved slower, but I felt like it was just better. I liked it better. I don't know.
I like once it picked up, it was always something happening. I like it was great. Loved it. Beautiful, black, luscious.
Okay, so you say beautiful, black, luscious. I've seen a lot of comments about people upset that the show got canceled, saying that it's a race issue.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're saying how are you gonna cancel the show with so many with a cast filled with people of color, and then like you're not promoting it, but you're gonna promote this show that's
they're not promoting it,
glorifying suicide, like 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
That makes a lot of sense. They did not push the Get Down as Netflix always, pushes Orange is the New Black and all these other things. They did not push the Get Down as they should have.
With that. They didn't really push it at all.
I mean, Luke Cage gets some pushing, but not as much. I feel like Luke Cage is just in that tirade with Daredevil and Iron Fist and all that. So they just promote those 3 and let that be it.
The show costed the most money.
Yeah, it was the most money.
They didn't advertise it.
No, they didn't really do much. Like now I'm thinking about it, I didn't see much promotion on.
That's weird. How do you even run?
I feel like I don't
How do you even make that? Like how do you not advertise the most expensive show that you ever made? Like how do you?
True.
They did not put, because if that was the case, you would have seen the Get Down on regular commercials. You would have seen it on shirts. You would have seen it on all kinds of apparel, everything.
Game of Thrones is their most expensive show, and they advertise it
all the time.
So I don't understand how can they have that as their most expensive show, but not even advertise it.
That was a really good show. That was a really good show.
You said that you didn't see much advertising, period?
Yeah, I don't know where Netflix normally promotes shows. I don't have cable or anything. But I don't really see much advertisement for any Netflix shows.
I would say that they advertise mostly on social media. I don't have a lot of social media. I do have a Facebook, and sometimes I'm scrolling, I'll see an advertisement.
House of Cards is advertised.
Yeah, House of Cards, you see House of Cards all the time.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, and you see commercials for House of Cards too. Yeah.
Because Netflix, they'll have a whole commercial.
The character Frank, even now he's in commercials.
Yeah.
But he's doing it as Frank, not as I can't think of
it's Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about it now too. I did see a little bit of advertising for a series Unfortunate Events. I saw a lot of that when that was coming out.
Definitely.
And that was a terrible show.
Yeah.
Netflix did terrible with that. Don't watch that, please. It's awful.
I was so hurt.
Man. So I'm trying to find the budget for other shows to compare this to, but The Get Down is said to have cost $16 million per episode, up to about $16 million per episode.
Wow.
So
yeah, that's up there.
That's a lot for Netflix. So that's a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot. That is a lot an episode, but that's their fault because they should have did more.
How much Game of Thrones cost?
Game of Thrones cost? Okay, yeah, I'll check that out.
They could have did more. And honestly, with even the promotion, like I don't see I never really seen the actors that much on like Good Morning America and things like that. Like you have to push the people that's in it.
So is that? I guess that's their fault, not the agent's fault. Or the actors or whoever else. All right.
That's really, really the people's fault.
Yeah.
Because they would have been at speaking it at like presses and whatnot. Like how when a new show come out and they have like all the characters on the stage and they come up and they like talk.
They did
about,
that with what's the scary one? The Thriller.
American Horror?
Stranger Things.
Oh yeah.
They were everywhere.
Oh, Stranger Things get pushed over
But
the top.
I feel like people
that's a
fell
good
in
show,
love.
though.
I
That's
feel
a
like
really
people
good
fell in love with Stranger Things first before we got to see the actors everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of for like Netflix's marketing, I guess. A lot of the things that I see is just word of mouth, like word of mouth. So someone else is saying like, you should watch this, you should watch this,
Right,
And then it
yeah,
gets big,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
you'll see more like ads for it and everything.
Makes sense. Makes
Stranger
sense.
Things is good.
Well,
That's
why
a
do
good
you
show.
guys think that like just the Get Down wasn't being perceived well? Like for you guys talked about it, like you really couldn't get into it. What about it?
I just think
You
the
just-
style like that. I
That
guess
funky.
the way it was, it just wasn't. It was interesting, but it wasn't entertaining. I guess. So I mean, I wasn't involved. Like like I wasn't in the show how I wanted to be. So I just didn't watch it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, same for me. It just wasn't entertaining. It wasn't catching my eye. Like
Yeah.
I would come home, my roommate would be watching it. I'm like, what is this? And I never wanted to sit down and be like, okay, let me check this out. This looks good.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
You really have to like sit down. I feel like a lot of Netflix shows are a lot like that too. You have to sit down and make yourself watch it. There's a lot of shows that people like tell me, "Oh, you should watch this. You should watch this," and I just. You have to get through that first episode.
Yeah.
You honestly have to make yourself get through that first 2 or 3 episodes for the plot to really start to thicken and whatnot, and then you
How
like.
many
oh,
episodes is it?
What for the Get Down?
Yeah.
It's only about like 5 episodes.
Yeah, so after you get to episode 3, you're
that's the
halfway
end of
done.
it.
If you
Yeah.
ain't got,
I mean, no, but the Get Down is so long. Like
I do-
after you get
okay.
past that first one, that second one is like wow. I'm talking
I know
about
I watched
the
the first episode. Like, because when did it come out? It was around the time of the hurricane.
The hurricane. And we were
So we were all here
Yeah,
watching
we were all here
We did
watching.
watch.
it.
Yeah, we all watched the first episode
wasn't
together,
invested in
and
it.
I just
wasn't invested in it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that was a time where there was no like power in the entire city. We didn't have anything better
We were
to
just
do.
doing nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So-
who was the only like,
Yeah.
spot power?
Yep. So
Yeah.
everybody was here. Everybody was here was watching it. Yeah. I remember that.
I didn't
And like
know
even in
y'all.
that situation, I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
But back to the budget thing. For Game of Thrones, you asked about. So between 2012 and 2015, the average episode cost was from $6 million to at least $8 million,
Wow. Okay.
and that's compared to the $16 million for the Game
Wait,
of Thrones.
17? Yeah.
Wow.
16
Oh,
million
yeah.
for the Get Down.
Wow.
6 to 8 million for Game. Like,
Why was the production? Why was it so expensive?
I don't know. I didn't look into it.
I
Honestly,
guess it might be the director.
But
It might
that-
be.
I mean,
But honestly, if I'm thinking about it,
it's like they.
yeah,
it's like
I'm
that.
thinking about Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones has
Yeah, that has way.
yeah, that way more. So like, I would think that would be 16, like up there.
But
But
how long is the Game of Thrones
hour.
episode?
An hour.
an hour.
It's a legit.
It's a legit
like,
hour.
Every week, hour.
Yeah.
But don't they use like more so like green screen?
Yeah, a lot of it is
Sorry.
green screen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would be.
So are they
and
practical for the Get Down mostly?
the Get Down, but then too, I'm thinking the Get Down. Their director is a movie director, so every. Like 16 million is how much you would make for a movie, and that would be it. So if you're doing that per episode, that's too much.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's too much.
crazy.
So every episode to him was high scale.
They really had to think that it was going to have a Game of Thrones effect. Though.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to
For
spend that much
16
money,
million.
like that's a lot of money.
Maybe the problem was they went for the wrong director. They went for a movie director. Should have just
Yeah.
made it a movie.
Right.
Who's the writer? Who's the creator?
I think his name was. Let me find it real quick. His name is Baz Luhrmann. Yeah.
And then they spent a lot of money too. They was buying all
Yes.
of these
And you
vintage cars.
said he wasn't even like a black creator.
Oh yeah, he's not. If you want to look real quick.
No.
Yeah, I'll try to find something else that he did.
Definitely not.
That's crazy.
He wrote The Great Gatsby,
Oh,
the 2013 movie.
Oh yeah, he's
that was-
he's
that
over
was
the
a
top.
great- that was a great film.
I love that movie. Love it.
And the Romeo and Juliet movie with like guns and everything.
Oh.
he made that one too. Okay,
Yeah.
that
Oh,
it
yeah.
makes sense. It makes
kinda
sense.
makes sense
It
now.
makes
They
sense
should have had
now.
him to make. They should. So he should have made the film
movie.
of it. Like wow, make it. I don't know.
That makes sense now. I get why
He really
the Get Down was like that now.
He has the.
Yeah, he's kind of over the top creativity type of.
He really should have made that into a movie. Then that would have
been his film. That would have been even though
The film.
though like you know those other films are it, but that like just because it's an all black cast. That would have been the film to be like.
It would have been really, really good.
So you guys are saying that you're hoping for a movie or something to get a little bit of closure. What do you need to see closed out, fleshed out in the story?
That whole chapter, really, I want to see how. Okay, because at the end of part 2, the girl went on and did what she had to do. The boys stayed or whatever, and they said, "Oh, I'll see you." So on and so forth. It was a lot that was going on, and I want to see how they closed that chapter. She was honestly, like, it was a lot going on. The guy was getting chased by all of these people and whatnot, and that's honestly like how it ended. I want to see how he came into his era of rapping, pretty much.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me. So, like, how they open up each episode, it would be him as an adult rapping, and I'm pretty sure it was Nas, like, voicing over it, and he would be rapping to a crowd, basically, like, telling this story. So I kind of want to see, like, how he got from that, like, because you guys heard, like, that beginning rap stuff, you know, like the 80s rap, like the breaks, Curtis Blow, things of that stuff. It's like really basic, all that kind of stuff, not like all that other stuff. So I want to see the growth. I'd like to just see how he went from this point to that point.
Okay.
And like what happened to everybody that he was rapping with, the crew that disappeared, and I guess his relationship as well. But that was the thing that kept me watching. Like, how did he get from the streets to where he was now?
Well, what is that?
So that girl was gorgeous.
Oh,
his little boo thing. Amazing, one of a kind.
so the story that we already have, the 11 episodes, it looks like. So if they were to condense that into a movie, should there be characters that are cut out, characters that are getting less screen time?
I don't think they should condense the 11 episodes that they done already did into a movie.
Yeah, okay, not if they did it, but if they were to have made this a movie instead of a series.
No, nothing should get left out. I feel like everything in the Get Down is a part of the story. If it's just some random stuff, they will see no need in to put it down, like little things, because the boys were growing up. So like little things like getting a girl's number and stuff like that. Like you will see some of that. Like maybe some of that could be taken out. Some parts could be left in, things like that. But aside from those 11 episodes, they should make what happens next movie and just let that be it. Part 3, and that's it.
Okay.
Oh, for me, I don't think everything in the show has a connection to like the main story, but I just felt like there were too many side stories. Like, I understand having multiple characters, but like they were trying to flesh out a story on like 5-6 different characters, and then there would be a main character that would meet another character, and they would try to flesh out a story on that character as well. Like, there was too many side stories going on.
But it's the same thing with Orange Is the New Black. It's like, I think they came into it thinking like this is going to be here for a while. You get what I'm saying? So like they want everybody to see the development of each character.
Okay.
That's where like Orange Is the New Black, as soon as you meet that person, you find out why they were there, like how they got in and whatnot. Like they'll do a whole episode dedicated to why that person is there.
Okay. See, but I think Orange Is the New Black, those side stories, those character developments fit to the main idea of the film. You know what I'm saying? Like with these side stories, I'm not getting the feel. Like, yeah, it fits back to like, I guess, the story, but it doesn't fit back to like the central idea of the film. Like, you don't. I'm trying to think. What character? Okay, so what's his name? The guy with the fro. Okay, so Dizzy's side story has to do with the whole artistic side and like the traveling, figure out who he is. But like they don't ever really relate it back to the whole like rap group type thing.
It was you have to
I mean, I get it, but they never really related it back to the whole rap group type thing. And then so like for me, I felt like there's two central characters. There was the I don't remember his name, but the guy that rapped, and then Mylene, his girlfriend. She was trying to go disco, he was trying to go hip hop. And then they had supporting characters on each side, and then they'd take those supporting characters, they'd take and like you figure out, you get a lesson on them, and then they just keep branching and branching. It just felt like that to me. It never related back to the two stories of like this person makes in disco, this person makes in hip hop. I never felt that type of thing going
It's a
on.
little crazy.
I guess, I don't know.
You just gotta watch it again because you was just.
Didn't get the full experience.
You gotta and the reason why the story with Dizzy and all them, Dizzy, he would like to go a little both ways on the other side. So he found the boy, and the boy opened him to like the world of acceptance and all kinds of stuff, and that was what was like really big on like the gay scene for around that time, was that disco music and that feeling of music. So he brought that over, and that's when Mylene started to use for that first song she used for the first season. So
I don't think he ever brought that over. Truthfully, they never brought it back to like, he's growing up in the hood. I felt like they never kind of brought up with him dealing with, I might be gay. He never kind of brought that back to the hood ever.
Well, I mean,
and they never kind of like had him deal with that. It was just like, he's gay. It's a secret. Maybe somebody will find it out later, but they never kind of dealt with that situation. Never brought it back.
If the story progressed, maybe we could have seen.
I guess,
what
but
was
they had.
going on.
I guess, but I felt like they had time to do that. Why were they able to flesh out?
With the first part, he didn't even know. He was still confused. He was like, "Oh my god!"
Okay, they could have fleshed it out in the second.
In the second part, he actually started to like say, "Oh my goodness!" Like this nigga coming up to me, like, "Oh my gosh, like, this is wild." You may have to bleep me. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but I mean, like, he coming up to me, like, I don't know what to do. And now, like, with the second part, he started to like actually give in, like, to his admirance and his love for the guy. So
okay, I mean, I see what you're saying 100%, but you also have to think of it like this, from my perspective. All right, that second time, he would give in, but coming to terms with that is something that not everybody's okay with. He never had to deal with they didn't relate it back to anything that was going on with the entire hip hop thing. None of that at all. Shaolin later on came and found him, and he was just like, all right, cool, let's go rap. Like, that's not real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were trying to give it a realistic vibe. His entire story was just an entire side thing. They never brought it back to the main central story. Nobody else really found out besides Shaolin, and Shaolin just like brushed it over.
Shaolin and his little brother was the only people that found out, but like he didn't want especially like if those are your people, like they don't want it to like really ruin it for everything else. You get what I'm saying?
No, I get that.
They don't want you to just. They don't want to just knock you down. And in that time, in that era, in that like sort of era, you couldn't really tell everybody everything. But some people just didn't give.
I get that, but I just felt like there was no real. Like,
you wanted to see a whole.
No, I didn't want to see necessarily. I'm not necessarily seeing conflict. I'm just saying, like, I just felt like it was a complete side story, and they never connected it to the main.
Yeah,
main story.
I think that's the main point of somewhat of like why the show didn't succeed, was that a lot of people watched it and it did seem like it was all over the place. It did seem like it didn't have a succinct style and like a main character, or not main character, but just like a main group of people to support for or root for. So, like, yeah, I think this is a good place to close this out.
I
think you guys
kind of had a little side argument going right there, but it's all good.
I mean, I think that was a good display of what happened. Like, you see the really passionate fans, and then I'm gonna say that you're a fan still, but someone that's not like really into it, and just
it's a yin and yang.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to move into the review segment of the show. We're going to talk about the first 5 episodes of Master of None.
Mm-hmm. Master of None.
Yeah, so overall, what did you guys think about the show?
I liked it.
You saw it last fall, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I saw it.
When it first came out?
Yeah, I saw it when it first came out, that first season. I liked it. A lot of people say it's kind of, I don't know. It's different, kind of hard to watch sometimes. I don't know. A couple of people that I was talking to, they didn't really like it, but I always liked it. I always thought it was funny, and it's got just a lot of like each episode to me has like a lesson, like a life lesson, like a title to it. Yeah. So that was always interesting to me. So,
I think the first episode really that episode isn't a good like introduction to the show for someone in our age because it doesn't really speak to us really because it's about like being a parent and your relationship falling apart. You just had a kid, like all these things are going wrong, and that's not something that we are really prepared
necessary
for. That's not something, But like after that, when it gets more into just like dealing with your parents, general relationship type stuff, it's like, like I didn't watch the show when it first came out, but when season 2 came out, I saw a bunch of people talking about it, and then I went back to season 1 and just kind of ran through the whole thing in like 2 to 3 days, I think.
Yeah.
I loved it. I absolutely thought it was absolutely incredible. I thought it was amazing to like see a side, like to see his lesbian friend, to see his Asian friend, and to sort of see his life as well. I thought that it was great that they explored like the lives of other people that are different. You always see the black lives portrayed. You always see sort of white lives portrayed, but you don't really see the other minorities that are just a part of the world as everybody else.
That's a great point.
Yeah, I had the episode on it with the whole why do we always have to play like an Indian store clerk?
That episode was surprising me. Like I didn't know that like people were still out there like doing brown face. And
that's crazy. I didn't know those commercials.
I didn't know
real.
About the Ashton Kutcher commercial.
The pop chips commercial. I didn't know that was real.
In which he opened, I feel like he opened. If people watched it more, I feel like he opens the eyes of a lot of other black people. Black people have a lot of strong influence for change and everything else. But he blatantly said, if they did something about Indians or whatever, black people just and just keep it moving. Like there's nothing like that.
Nobody cares about anything that's happening with like Indians or Asian people if it's not a black issue or gay
that's
issue.
True. I mean, that's true.
That's real true.
It is.
I myself, I don't think about like Indian
culture,
India. I don't be thinking about
all that stuff.
So I mean, it's true.
If a man did a movie, and if a white man did a movie and found a way to like squint his eyes or whatever, or to make himself look Asian or something, you're just like, what is he doing? And just keep it moving. But Asian people really would take offense to that. As to where if a white man put blackface all over his body and did a movie,
that's the issue.
It would be a riot.
Yeah, but it will though.
Yeah, that's why it surprised me that like this, like it's. Like they were doing blackface in a lot of these movies and commercials. Not blackface, brownface. It was brownface. So that surprised me. That was really. I was like, wow. I didn't realize all these people.
Short Circuit 2 thing is just how you do an entire movie like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. You couldn't
and they just thought that it was okay. And apparently they did it again in The Social Network.
Oh yeah,
like that movie came out 2010.
Yeah, that's real late in the game that you couldn't find an Indian person to play that part.
Definitely can.
Yeah, I'm
definitely can.
That's crazy.
I mean, even with the I can't think of the little girl's name who drew the pic of Aziz and
in the first episode.
I think
is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Even though it's an innocent picture.
Yeah, it was like his friend's daughter, and they.
Like he was pretty brown in that picture.
Yeah. And he was like on the monkey bars or something. He had his arm.
That was pretty. Okay, it's innocent, but okay, that's a really extreme genre.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a good show. But it deals with a lot of other issues as well, like dealt with like cheating. But and the episode was really funny actually. What else? It deals with friendships, relationships, all kinds of stuff. Meeting people on social media and just in person.
Awkward situations.
Yeah, awkward situations. Bad dates. Bad days. That one was funny too.
I like the dry comedy of it all. It was really, really funny. It reminded me of
it's very entertaining.
Reminded me of like The Office and stuff.
Yeah.
It has that dry comedy.
It do. but that's as easy as easy.
Yeah.
Very dry. So, I mean,
Very.
but
Yeah, I didn't really like before watching the show. I never even watched like any of these.
Stand-ups?
Yeah, none of the
What?
stand-ups. I never watched
Hilarious.
Parks and Rec.
He's funny.
But after the show, I went on Netflix. I watched like the 3 stand-ups that they have.
I've seen all the Parks and Rec. You got to watch it too.
I'm gonna have to check that out too. I
I have
guess.
to watch Parks and Rec. My sister was like,
It's not The Office. Yeah, like don't watch it with the expectation of The Office. But watch it with this. It's better than The Community, I think.
Oh, Community.
Community?
Ooh,
You know what I'm saying?
better than
And
Community.
That's because of the dry. That's because it's dry humor. You know, like
Yeah.
All right,
It's
you
not
just
as dry as The Office.
really just put the bar up there.
It's
Though.
but I think The Office is better. Is better than.
I think The Office
Community
is
as
better
well.
than Community. You don't think so?
That's what I think as well. You know?
I think I just watched Community at like the perfect time in my life, where I really,
Oh, okay. So
I was really
watched
attached to it.
Yeah.
I actually think I watched it my first year here at FSU.
Yeah, I was watching that while I was in high school. Community was funny. Community was
Yeah, it
definitely
is.
funny. It was funny.
All right, but back to Masters of None. I guess from here we'll just go episode by episode, kind of like we did for the last
Alright.
one. Yeah, but like I said with the first episode, we can't really relate to that and the issues that they kind of touched on, so we're gonna skip that one, and we'll go to episode 2, Parents. That's where they had like the flashbacks.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys think parents actually have flashbacks like that?
That was very.
You're like, I don't want to do
interesting.
something.
That was very interesting. Like, I mean, that was more of I guess, a nicer way to do it. A nicer way of the parents responding. Just have a flashback of everything I've done for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I've done to
Instead
get,
of them,
to get here. You
Like
know?
getting in your face.
Yeah,
Like, I've done all this,
That's-
which I feel like maybe.
And my parents would be like, boy, you tripping. Like,
I feel like a black family would have been like, I did this,
exactly.
this.
yeah.
I did all this for you. You better
After
do
all of
this.
this, and
Right.
you just you
couldn't
you're
go-
not going to go to the
get
store
a bag of rice.
Yeah. Yep.
working in factories with zippers and
Yeah.
whatnot.
You know,
you
like-
gonna go get me some rice. I was, you know what? Honestly, I would have that same little flashback. You know, when I have my own little children, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm gonna just have to pray for some togetherness. I'll just get in your face. What's going on? You ain't gonna go get me no rice. I just go crazy.
But even his way of getting his dad to open up in a sense, that was very interesting as well. You know, I guess that was over the
dinner that they
invited
had.
the parents.
Yeah.
They invited both of their parents out to eat, and like I guess over the experience of that, it kind of opened them up in a sense. But
Do you guys feel like your parents are closed off in that sense? Kind of similar?
my parents, no, they're very open. They're too open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my parents, I probably know everything about them growing up, which
Yeah.
is like that's a lot. And knowing those type of stories are a lot. It's like, oh, he was okay. You know, well, not a lot of parents are like that. You know, I would say mine are very open. We talk about a lot of something.
I'll say my mom's open too. Yeah, definitely. If I ask her about anything, she'd do that. And I know oftentimes, if she asked me to do something, she would start listing things like,
Yeah.
I did this, I did this, I did this for you, I did that. It's like, you can't do this one thing for me. So yeah, I feel like my mom's pretty open about it. But I do find myself like not necessarily thinking about it all the time. But
Yeah,
I
you definitely
wanna,
don't think about it.
Yeah, it's
no
like-
one's really going out there.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, I want to just like go do what I want to do.
Right,
Like,
right.
you can really handle this yourself. You know how to do it. I've done it for you many times.
Yeah.
I can just go. But
Time for me to have my own life.
yeah, exactly. But I don't know.
Oh, Jarvis,
Oh, you
like
don't,
that.
you don't agree with that?
We got a little freedom. My boy, if you don't get back in this house and do what I ask you to do.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's how it goes. But I mean, that's always how it goes. But I do feel like
That's why you don't even have that thought in your mind. Like,
Yeah.
You don't even have a thought, oh, I'm not finna go get the rice. No,
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
finna go
That
get the
would
rice.
be right. Exactly. You're gonna complain about it in your head, but
Right.
like,
But you're not gonna
yeah, you gotta go get the rice. Yeah.
be like, yeah, all right, Dad, I can't do it. Okay.
What?
What happened? Yeah.
Especially since he wasn't doing anything anyway. He just didn't want to get the rice.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
You know where
I want to see the trivia before the movies.
Bring me the
That's what he
remote.
said.
Yeah.
What?
What?
He's like, I really enjoy doing that trivia.
I'd been like,
Just made up a lot.
yeah, for real.
If you want. Especially like with the remote, like come down and bring me the remote.
That's very aggravating.
That is the most frustrating
Parents
thing.
do that. Like,
That is the most frustrating thing ever.
My mom, they do that. And it literally be right there and shit, like, come and get the remote. And, you know, I had to get it and just be like,
That's the most.
I do, but I'm not happy about it.
That is the most frustrating thing. I agree with you there. That's the most frustrating thing. Or like my mom would be like, "Come, turn on like the DVD player for me or something like that."
Oh
like,
yeah.
like
you know how to do this. Like I know I've done it for you so many times. You know how to do it. It's frustrating, but you know I'm never gonna be like no because
right.
that I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that situation. So yeah.
How you work this thing? Come get
I don't
this
need that. You grown now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You grown now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I mean,
Exactly.
But I feel like it'll be much more important for us to like maybe more so like stay in touch with technology so that we're not as dependent on our children. Pretty much.
I think
feel
we
like
gonna have
maybe
to
it'll
be,
be
you know, because I mean, for them, they didn't have all of that, so now we do, and they're trying to adjust to it. In a sense, you know what I'm saying? So they kind of need our help to help show them
how to do it.
But I don't think we would, like, unless something
crazy.
Where,
yeah,
it goes far fetched.
Right.
I don't think it will, because honestly, I believe 90s.
Using light to travel. You know,
yeah, exactly. Travel light speed.
Yes, I need help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't think anything would be that crazy, because honestly, I'm pretty sure the millennial generation is like, we experience the most like increase in technology out of any generation. So yeah, I don't think we'll be that dependent. But
you know, we might be surprised once the 20s and the 30s and 40s come up.
Yeah, I mean,
20s already here, man.
So you said that.
No, not 20s. I'm talking about like the 2020s.
You all say that your parents are pretty open with you and everything, but could like, even with that openness, could you imagine having to do something like going into your backyard, cutting off your chicken's head, and then eating it that same night?
Yeah, I mean,
no.
Well, see, but the thing is, my dad would tell me stories because he was raised like that. I don't know how to describe it, but they didn't have a lot, so he had to go and find his their food and all that. And he said many times, like, you have to cut off that head, because if you don't, that chicken will be running everywhere, and you won't be able to get it. But he was like, he used to have to go and catch them and all that, and like,
that's crazy.
So when I see that, I'm like, oh, this is real life, but that's a sad thing. That was his pet, you know. It wasn't just a regular chicken.
It was his pet.
That was his pet chicken.
That's crazy.
His daddy
He had to cut his head off and then eat it.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
Watch everybody else eat it is a little, and you know, it's intense, but
that's crazy.
That was wild. But I feel like it also only showed like the other cultures and sort of our privilege now, and like it really showed, like, you know, in the Indian life and in the Asian life, like there is no, this is my pet. Like, it's really rough.
There's no time to be a kid.
Hard work.
There's no time to be fun, have fun, or be a kid, or experience kid things. They don't have that time. They're learning, or they're doing something.
Like Dev's dad, like, wanted to get the guitar, and his dad was like, "No, there's no time for that. You want a whooping or something?"
That's crazy.
Their minds, though their parents don't even think about that type of stuff, because it's like, you know, it's a waste of time. You need to be, you know.
You need to get a job. You need to work hard so you could get out of here.
I mean,
that's what they're.
I mean, in a way it helps, I guess. And like, in a way it helps if the stereotypes of Asians and people are, you know, it's not bad stereotypes. They're usually doing well. You know what I'm saying?
Really, because they don't play that hard work.
Exactly. It really shows like how privileged we are.
Americans,
honestly, we're incredibly privileged.
You're so entitled.
Yeah, we really are. Like, our problems really, like, if you think back, like, our problems really aren't. Yes,
we really don't have.
We don't have anything really that bad compared to like what some other people are going through just around the world, like growing up. And a lot of these parents that are immigrants, you know, it's like a lot of people will be like first generation here, and they won't understand. They won't have that understanding of like,
our first gen is not their first gen.
Yeah.
Our first gen is my mom and dad didn't go to college. Their first gen is they worked in like the dad. He worked inside
the zipper factory
for all those years, and then he became, you know, all that. Like, that's hard work.
Yeah, that is.
How do you guys feel about the discrimination that the first generation parents faced, like when they first got here?
That was tough.
That's crazy.
Like the doctor,
I think it's real. It's real. Like
he's like, "Oh yeah, you guys normally go out to the steakhouse when you hire a new doctor," and they're just like, No.
Yeah, he was also screaming at him too, like he couldn't speak English.
Yeah. Speaking slow, like that's gonna help anything.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Yeah.
No.
I definitely think they experienced that. But what I like the show did, it showed that they were successful. Like he couldn't get a seat in the restaurant. He got his own restaurant.
His own restaurant.
Yeah, he got his own restaurant.
So that's good. Yeah.
But I feel like too, like it wasn't shown, like not in the show, but there really wasn't no point for other minorities to really break out. Like we had the civil rights movement, you know, Martin Luther King, and then there was like a big pass of, you know, all the legislation and whatnot. But we don't really hear about what Chinese people have done or what Indian people or anybody else have done to really show like, okay, we deserve to have rights just as much as everybody else.
Yeah, the thing is that their stories are so recent. Like for those flashback stories that they told, one was in 1980 and the other one was in 1981.
Oh yeah.
So they kind of missed that era for.
Oh, true. Yeah. Wow, that actually is. I didn't realize how recent that is. Wow. Yeah, that's very recent.
Yeah.
They still have that discrimination, though. They're like, you know, I'm not taking you to do this or do that. Like, just that I have that point of like, I'm here and I matter as well.
One of my favorite parts about this show is how it mixes like real topics, like the parents episode, with comedy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like with the third episode and the first date, and him wanting to get the ticket to go with I don't remember her name. Does anyone remember her name?
The waitress. I don't remember.
The waitress.
She was
just
funny.
call her the waitress.
Yeah, she was funny. Or she was a bartender. I don't know. She was something.
Okay.
But yeah,
But
that was hilarious.
yeah. How did you guys feel about that third one?
I think honestly for the third one, I think that date when she actually said she could come back, that was karma, because like he had canceled on. She said she originally couldn't go, and then he went and found a new person to go, and she was super excited, and he canceled on her because he was like, "Oh, this girl is, this is the one. She's super great." And he gets there, she was awful. She was terrible. But she was hilarious. But yeah, I think it like canceled out when he got to see Rachel again at the end.
Okay.
But yeah, I definitely think that was a little bit of karma right there. Just throwing like, I don't know, maybe you should. Not everything is always as it seems, especially with people. Like, I feel
you thought it was gonna be like, oh, she's so attractive.
Yeah, perfect date. But yeah, definitely.
But starting off with that Cartman impression.
Yeah.
So.
And then ended with the what to do coke
hilarious.
and do LASIK. That is funny.
She was a lot. She was a lot. Like that was.
She was really wild.
That was hilarious.
But she was fun though.
Yeah, and she was.
She was willing to do.
Yeah,
Do anything, anytime.
exactly. She'd probably be a good person to know. I wouldn't necessarily say.
I don't even know if she'd be a good person to know.
I ain't even trying to. Vegas maybe. I hit up.
She was just too much all around.
Oh, she was funny. She was very funny.
It was.
But was there anything that stood out to you guys about that episode? Like comparing it to the parents episode, it's kind of hard to talk about because there wasn't anything really like substantial with it.
Yeah.
It's just like remembering times, waiting for a text, like.
Yeah, it was really just like, I feel like that episode was mostly about kind of like getting to know people, the whole icebreaker, like when you should text them back, when you shouldn't, how to deal with like a cancellation. You had a whole date planned or whatever, things of that nature. I felt like that really dealt with that, and nothing is always as it seems. And like I said, karma specifically because like he was able to find somebody else who was really excited to go, and he let his friend talk him into canceling it with that person to go with the person who we thought was going to be amazing, the date was going to be excellent and everything, and it turned out to be just terrible, like the worst day ever. So like I feel like it deals with that, like you should always.
I forget, is the girl that used him for the food, that's on the next episode, or is that on the...
I think
that's the next one.
The next
that's
episode.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I won't be able to talk about
Right, that's the 5th episode. That's the cheating one.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
That was a good topic.
Well, I mean, we'll get there.
Yeah.
And, you know, just write it down moments ago. But how did you guys feel about the return of Rachel? And that's at the end of it.
At the end of this episode?
At the end of this episode, yeah.
That's the good girl.
Yeah.
I liked her.
I thought it was a good way to end it. I mean, everybody hates to have a bad night. Turned out pretty well.
I mean, but then it still kind of turned out bad when she says, like, even after the
Oh
whole
yeah,
night they had.
oh yeah, I
He's like,
forgot.
I'm trying to work things out with my ex right now.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm
Yeah,
married.
yeah.
Yeah, that was real messed up.
It
I think honestly, like if you see this guy is doing all this stuff for you, like I feel like girls have that intuition. Like,
Yeah, how could you? Yeah, use
how could you let that go on? Like tell me immediately. Like if you
Off
see
rip.
that you're having a great time, mention your boyfriend. Say
Yeah,
something.
just drop it somewhere.
Yeah.
Just like, oh yeah, my boyfriend would.
Definitely
understood.
after they were already, like, together before.
Yeah.
So it just seemed like, oh, this is
Oh yeah,
destiny
true.
after this awful date.
Yeah.
Don't make me waste my time whining and dining and all that. We're gonna have to split a few costs. Definitely.
All right, episode 4. That's the one with, like, the Indian representation and Indians and Indian Americans.
In the movies, the
Yeah.
whole brown face and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I guess we already kind of talked about the brown face thing. So I just want to talk about the email, like the email that he got.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys got that email, what would you do?
I'd be pissed.
With them saying, what did he say exactly? Maybe we'll see which one can curry our favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, that was grounds. He could have did whatever he wanted
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
with the email, you know. So, that, like, me personally, it's sad, but you kind of have to use that,
Yeah.
you know,
To your advantage.
You know, even if,
You do.
you know what I'm saying, like, you don't sue, but you can use that to...
Okay, so you're saying kind of like leverage it in your favor behind the scenes without like
Right.
showing everybody.
Yeah.
Right, because that's the threat. You know, the threat is I'm going to sue even though I'm not.
Okay, so you guys
Yeah.
wouldn't have leaked it.
I don't think I'd be mad.
You guys
I don't
wanna-
think I would have.
No, you gonna give
I
me
would've
this
used-
role? Or,
Yeah, I would've used it in my
I'm
favor.
trying to, you know, give me a job at your...
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
Cause that'd be
Let that
messed
happen.
up. If something, but like if things said, "Oh, soul food" or something like that, like, oh Lord, it'll go on like a whole tirade, a whole
Yeah.
tantrum. Like it'll be crazy. But I feel like maybe he handled it nice, but he could have really used that.
Could've. I also think in his profession, it could, by leaking it, it could hurt his profession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could definitely hurt his
Because not
profession. Like, yeah, if anybody else slips up anytime, it's like, oh, him? Nah, we can't have him around here. You know
But
what I'm saying?
would it hurt him but possibly help the next guy? Because, okay, we're getting rid of these racist people at the top. Because now it's like, okay,
Yes,
it's going to help his
but-
career because he's going to get up there. He's going to get the next step up. But we're still going to have...
The problem.
Like, the next time someone else is getting a role, it's like, oh, we can't have 2 Indian people in the same show.
Well, I mean, I feel like by releasing that email, yeah, they would have fired that one guy, but we saw that next person that took the step was kind of just as
Yeah.
bad.
I get, yeah.
She
I
was
guess that
just as bad, you know what I'm saying?
That's
So
what they're
it's-
trying to show, I guess.
Just as bad. So I don't know if yeah, that would have been the right thing to do, honestly, to release the email. But I don't know, like how Busta Rhymes was telling. He was like, yeah, you know,
You
keep
said,
the
yeah.
Charge the race card.
charge the race card. Don't
So
play
you guys
it
think
just
charge
yet.
the race
Charge
card?
it,
Yeah,
actually-
charge the race card. Don't
Alright.
play it just
I
yet.
mean,
Yeah,
that was the way to do so, you know, but he
Exactly.
didn't.
He could have used that. Like honestly, he could have showed everybody, you know, like, oh, you know, this is what happened. Like, he could have got on all kinds of interviews and daytime shows, and it's always that one director. Like, oh, you went through this. Let me give you this. You know.
yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah,
like,
did all that. Yeah, I was just saying, just use the email. You know what I'm saying? It never has to go to anybody else. You don't, like, you never have to tell anybody else about it.
But
Yeah,
honestly,
just
by the-
always know that I have this in my back pocket.
Yeah.
It's
So.
just you and that guy, you know?
Yeah.
And that's it.
But I could see if he didn't after that, like that could just ruin all your motivations for really, really working with those people. Like, I wouldn't want to deal with these people every day.
well, I mean, like the guy went out of his way to wine and dine. Took him to a basketball game. Took
Yeah.
him to all this stuff. Anyway, he got to meet like all kinds of famous people. That's where he met Busta Rhymes. Yeah.
So how do you guys feel about that? Like,
yeah.
like trying to let racism slide by like, oh, I'm gonna take you to this Knicks game,
Yeah.
courtside seats.
Like,
He tried to buy me.
I'm telling you, nah. And if you watch it, like everything that man said was so fake. He's like, oh yeah, but I'm not that type of person.
Yeah.
Like if you really get to meet me, promise I'm not that type
He
of
was
person.
just trying to protect himself. So
Exactly.
He don't get sued.
Exactly. So it just all felt fake. But yeah, I mean, it happens.
It does.
So I don't know. I mean, like I don't know if it's necessarily gonna change. Really, I don't know if whatever he did, releasing the email, keeping it in, I don't know if it really would have made a difference because the show showed like next person to step up probably gonna be the same exact way because
Right.
she was the same exact way. So
Yeah. Just a bunch of awful people at the top.
yeah, I mean,
And we saw that again in the next episode
yeah,
Yeah.
with this husband.
yeah.
So how did you guys feel about that cheating situation? He goes, he's he's in the house. She's saying like, "Oh, that's my brother," and then gets caught. Like, that's obviously not your brother. You're married to him in that picture.
Right.
She's like, "Oh, he's this awful person. He's killing ducks or something like that."
Yeah.
Hurting that rob.
Yeah. And then she's like, "Oh, this is my decision. This is something you're not cheating. I'm the one cheating. If I'm okay with this, we should do it."
That's crazy.
Yeah.
See, my biggest thing is like, all right, well, if you're gonna do it, why stay with him? Just end it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I don't know. I just the whole situation, how like them two actually cheating was funny because like he met the husband at the ice cream shop.
Yes.
He stole his spot. He stole his spot. And he threw the ice cream away, and then he ended up cheating with his wife. So yeah, I don't know. That was funny, but yeah, the biggest thing for me is I just feel like, why cheat? Like, if you're really not feeling the relationship anymore, just end it.
Yeah.
And then you can do whatever you want.
Makes sense.
You can really do whatever you want after that.
But it seemed like they had some other things going on too.
True,
That they just had to talk about, and the cheating did bring it to light.
True, I guess. I don't know. That's a weird
You should probably
situation.
talk about it before that.
Yeah, that's a
He's probably like, "Hey."
That was weird. That was just weird. How they both just, that was weird.
Yeah, and you thought that was the same day. You thought it was like the next day.
They went up the same. Like,
They went to Jamaica? What?
yeah. Because it was just so fast. It was like, whoa, y'all are married.
married together real
Married,
fast.
happily married, I guess. You
And
call it
just
that.
cheating.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I mean, I think it was good to show like women cheat too.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, that's
I think that was really a good showing. But then it also kind of shows the life of the person that, like, who gives into the person who's already into the relationship. Mm-hmm. So like him, it showed where he was and like giving into the woman.
Yeah.
And like after he already knew what was going on.
I mean, but he didn't want to until he was like,
I think
you know what? This person is bad.
Exactly. I think it was really kind of like a revenge type of thing because he cut him in line, stole his ice cream, took a bite of the ice cream, and then threw it away. And he was like, "This person's really not a good person. I'm gonna slide."
But his friend let him know that his morals was her own loss.
Yeah, exactly.
She let him know.
She did. She let him
I
know.
thought you were better than this.
Yeah.
I thought you were a man with principle.
Yeah, she let him know.
Start cheating.
Yeah.
But I mean, everybody has their little mess ups, their little screw ups.
That big of a screw up.
Well, I mean, that was pretty screwed, but
This happened at least twice that we know about.
Yeah.
that was pretty screwed up. But I think he learned. I think at the end of each day and each episode, he learns a lesson.
Yeah.
Right. He does. He does.
He really learns a lesson. So I think that's very, very important.
There's definitely like a lot of growth as the show goes on. But did you guys have anything else that you wanted to say about the show? Just overall, any general thoughts about it?
People should watch it. It's a good show.
Yeah.
It is a good show.
Great show. I could give it all the stars I need to.
It's a great eye opener, I guess, if you're if you're not used to being in the scene of other people being oppressed or other people experiencing racism. It's a nice, I guess, way to be opened up in a sense.
Yeah.
Get through the first episode. Actually don't make all of your conclusions about a show until you've actually seen it at least 2 to 3 times. At least get through it a few times and just say, "Oh, I'm just gonna stop watching,"
Yeah.
because this episode wasn't good.
Yeah, I normally give shows like a 3-episode rule.
Mm-hmm.
It's around about. Unless it's an hour long, then you should probably have me at least 2, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, if it's an hour long, you gotta.
Yeah, if it's you should have me by 2.
I think the only exception to that would be Game of Thrones, actually. I don't think it actually started picking up till like episode 4, something like
Game of
that.
Thrones was.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, those first couple episodes were hard to get through, but everybody was just like, "This is you got
You
to,
haven't seen Game of Thrones?
you got to,
You have to watch that.
you got to."
Oh my
That's
God.
a good one. That's a good one.
Yes.
But the last thing I'll say about Master of None, I feel like one of the reasons I really like it is because it's kind of like a real life feel. It deals with like problems that people experience with every day, and it's more of a real life thing. So everybody should take it. Yeah, everybody should go ahead and watch it. Give it a try. It's a good one.
All right. So what are you guys thinking about for next week's episode? What would you like to watch? Anyone have any suggestions? Yeah, I'm not sure what's coming out.
Yeah, I'm
I'm not sure what's
I know this week goes into June. So next, what you mean this week still, or next week?
It's gonna be next weekend.
So
We'll be
you would be
recording
talking
next
about
weekend.
you'd be talking about Orange is the New Black. You'd be talking about
Didn't Orange is the New Black already come out? Oh.
That's not coming out until next week.
Oh, so it wasn't supposed to come out then.
Yeah,
By the
they
end
leaked
this week?
a few
The end
episodes.
this week, June 3rd, June 1st?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. June 2nd, probably.
Yeah.
I've never seen
This
that.
week.
Well, actually, no, I have.
Around there that weekend.
So half of the first season for that. I didn't really like it.
I haven't even watched that show yet, so
You guys.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen much of the
On
news.
life, I warn you though, the second season is the best season.
I've seen a little bit of the first one. I didn't like it, so I gave
The
up.
second season
So,
is the best.
you guys not interested in that?
Yeah, if he's already don't like, if you don't like it, don't.
All right.
I got you sideways.
Well then, I guess
Do you have anything?
for next week's yeah, I guess so. For next week's episode, we're gonna watch Boy and the Beast. It's an animated movie.
Interested in that.
Interested in it?
The
Okay.
trailer looked good,
Yeah, that does look good.
All right.
From the trailers you've shown. It
Yeah.
does look good.
So we're gonna watch Boy and the Beast for next week, and we'll let you guys know about the topic throughout the week on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for joining us. I've been your host, Jordan Jones.
Nate.
Ryan.
Jarvis.
All right. See y'all.